like to be in nature. I travel all over the world. I get my inspiration from nature. I like to connect people to the art of living. That's my goal. That's my motto. That's my motive. The ironic thing is that all my life, as much as I got a lot of recognition in the United States, got a lot of award, a lot of attention, everybody asks me why you don't design your own house. And I always said that I prefer to live in a tent. I prefer to sleep in a tent. I prefer to be in nature. So ironically, 2 years ago, nature came to my domain and just burned everything. And they left me with a tent. I actually got what I asked for, and I wanted to see if I can actually step on my word. When I design, I do spend a lot of time in the properties themselves, understanding the client, understanding the culture, I build all over the world. So it doesn't matter if it's in Thailand or it's in anywhere in Asia, or if I build in United States, in that area. I do spend a lot of time with the culture and with the nature itself to be sure that the structure and the dynamic of the design actually makes sense. I do translate people requests, but I'm coordinated with whatever I see in there and try to be the best translator that I can. After the Woosley fire, basically me and my family lost everything. I mean, everything burned down to the ground. The barn, the house, the guest house, the office. I mean, the only thing we left is the clothes on our back, nothing else. We left in the last minute. And that made me think. And we were sitting with the family together and make the decision that we're gonna create everything together from scratch. I think one of my biggest fear ever as a designer is to design my own home. And it's something I never wanted to do. But life is life, and he gave me that particular challenge. What happened because of that, we basically took a trailer, set it on the property, and lived for a year and a half in the process of the design and the build itself. That made me pass a very unique transformation. Basically, when you live summer, winter, and summer again in a trailer with 4 kids, you know when it's going to rain, you know when it's hot, you know where the wind direction is, a lot of things that you're not as sensitive when you're just taking a project, having maybe a couple of months looking at the property itself. I do understand everything in that particular area. I had to experience it. So if with 4 kids in a little trailer, we had to sleep sometime outside because it was too hot, or cook outside because it was too hot or cold. I learned the area extremely well. I can see from the clouds, I can see from the wind, I can see everything. I know what to expect, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's an amazing experience. And I designed my own home with my family, with the kids that have their own request of the direction of the window and the amount of sun that they like, or the shade that they like, and the kitchen location and the pool location, and it was a great family and personal process. I design a lot of feng shui processes. Each culture has the process they believe in. I do collectively believe in all of them. I do think that every culture has their own reasoning why they created that particular philosophical direction. And I like to combine between them because I do find similarities. It doesn't matter if I design in Africa or in Asia or in the Middle East, there is a similarity of the philosophical engagement to a project.
马里布海滩距离洛杉矶市中心不到1个小时的车程，毗邻 Santa Monica， 依山傍海，有着绵延的海岸线，也有着嶙峋的岸边礁石。这里没有拥挤的游客，更加休闲随意，因此也更加巨星云集。明星们喜欢这里的加州海岸风情，也喜欢这里的私密性。
Live off the grid in the same time being 2 miles away from the ocean and half an hour from Beverly Hills, but still feel at least that they're living off the grid. Okay. Most of the people have the means to have other people helping them to maintain all that. It's not that they become farmers, but they do want to feel living in that particular vibe. And the type of people come here, at the same time, they want to be secluded. They do a lot of entertainment. You want to create a space that have the entertainment aspect with all the beauty of it, but in the same time, their private quarters have to be private, so people are not going to intrude. It's something you cannot really do in Beverly Hills, places like that, because the structures are very limited. So in a minute you're coming to someone's home, you're coming to someone's home for everything. You're living in their bedrooms, you're part of the living room, it's all together. Doesn't matter how big the building is. People that live here want to entertain, want to be part of that, but at the same time have their own quarters and feel secluded and not be interrupted. And that's part of the process of the design here.
抱团居住除了生活的便利，更像是一种寻求灵魂的共鸣。马里布海滩众星云集，有着它独特的生活魅力。但从2018年的沃尔西大火之后，这里还有很多的房屋与土地等待着被重建，被拂去尘土，再次闪耀出光芒。建筑师 Ami Appel 在完成自己房屋的设计建筑后，将热情投向了一片依然空旷的土地。灾难之后的重建是深刻的话题，但把沉重化成对美好的追求，就是艺术与生活重叠的意义。
And after I rebuilt my house, I was lucky enough to, I think it was the first house that's been rebuilt in Malibu. There's two lots next to me that have the same atmosphere, the same direction, the same sun. And I told Russell, maybe we should create another sculpture. Maybe we understand that. And we both of us agree on the same. So it's not a money guy with an architect, that it's really usually the scenario. It's two people who really have passion about design, space, art, nature. And we just took it as a challenge. And the process of the design was amazing. We were able to get the permits. That's by itself not
That's a feat
easy
itself.
task. It's not an easy task at all. And we put all the elements that we ever wanted in one sculpture, one space, one property that have horse barns. And you can actually ride your horses all the way to the ocean straight from the property.
Oh, really?
It's amazing. It's not only the ocean, you have the sunset, that it's drama every day. And this property actually have 360-degree view. So you're getting the sunset, you're getting the sunrise, you see the peak of the mountains, you see Bonny Mountains. I mean, it's phenomenal. So I have a hard time describing by using the right technology for what things are.
Sure.
But what I try to express, yes, there is a modernism in it. It's 2020. We made it that far. But in the same time, I wanted to ground the house. I wanted to ground the building. So there's a lot of stone veneer, a little bit of Italian touch into that. So it's not going to be alienated from the space. You have to feel grounded, especially when you have your own creek and your own landscape. We use a lot of stone veneer with a mixture of smooth stucco, a lot of opening, a lot of windows, a lot of doors, a lot of decks, rooftops.
High ceilings.
Very high ceilings. It's something I really like, especially it helps here, less air conditioned. We always have breeze from the ocean, but in a minute the heat goes up, the lower portions stay cool.
Sure.
So, for example, the kitchen has to be a little bit more secluded with a hint of view. Part of the idea here, because there's so much view, is not to give everything in one time. You want someone always to experiment and experience the house in different time of the year, in different time of the day, in a different vibe. It's very important.
每一次在灾难后的反思，如果不付诸于行动，就永远只是脑电波的一次悸动而已。只有切实的行动起来，才是真实的面对自己，面对未来。